Hey, just a quick check-in for today. A bit of progress. Had a short but useful call earlier on today with a prospective client who I spoke to probably about a month ago or so now, and I sent a proposal over. Then it's been sort of toing and froing since then. So this was kind of the follow-up call. And sort of getting closer to exactly what they want and exactly what I can provide, and getting a bit more of an idea as to what the budget is. Which is always an important piece of information I've discovered, because most people will say, well, we don't really have a budget, so just tell us what it would, what you charge. I tell them what I charge, and they say, oh, that's going to be outside of our budget. That's like, okay, so you did have a budget, or at least a ballpark in mind. So we're kind of getting closer to where that is, and it's challenging as well for them, because often they're not the person who's kind of holding the purse strings. They're not the person who's making those decisions on budget. So I get that there's a challenge there, and most companies don't have a set budget for well-being or performance, for example, as they would do for, say, sales training or health and safety. So it's not straightforward, and that's being a big thing that I've recognised and realised this last couple of years. But we're making some progress, and I've sent her across something which is quite similar actually to what I'm delivering on Thursday, but they want a 90-minute session, so that's given me a bit more scope to expand it and to go into a bit more detail on some of the points, and kind of change the workshop format around a little bit, plus it'll be a much smaller group. So as I said to her, look, I really want to work with you, so let me know how this sounds. This is what I think the impact will be of the session, and let me know kind of how this fits with whatever budget it is that's deemed is going to be available for this particular piece of training. It's the kind of a dip your toe in the water type training program. So it's a standalone, it's 90 minutes, it's high value. I'm confident that I can deliver a lot of value in that time to those who are present. And that'll be measured not just by how they feel feel at the end, but by the difference it makes to them afterwards, the changes they make after leaving the session. And hopefully there'll be more work from that as well. If everyone kind of raves about it and think, oh, that's fantastic, we want to invest more on this, that's going to make a real difference, then it's likely that there'll be more follow-up work for that. But I just want to kind of get this first thing in, because they'll be a great client to work with. So that was that. And then the rest of the time, not the rest, but a lot of the time today I've spent working on the step-by-step transitions and flow for the ACI talk on Thursday, and I've also mapped out everything I need to know and do for the session on Friday as well. I'm looking forward to that actually, because the keynote's really good fun. It's basically my marathon number 9 story, where I didn't pay enough attention to recovery, and I kind of evolved that story and cut it down, but also kind of focusing on the most important parts of it as well. So this is very similar to the keynote I gave at the Big Buzz back in February, a big networking event. And then the workshop is all about building better habits. So this is a 20-minute session, which kind of gives me an opportunity to go into some of the more technical teachy stuff, like teaching about being specific, the principles of attention, intention, repetition, so that kind of giving it meaning, which brings in some of the positive psychology pieces around wish and outcome, and mental contrasting, and also the whole progress not perfection +1, what's going to move you to one place instead of getting to 10. So there's lots of the practical things that I can work through there. I've just got to make sure, again, I'm not putting in too much, it's useful, and actually people come away not just with, well, I feel like I've got some habits there that I can start doing, but they've understood the framework as well. So that's really important to me as well for that particular session. So yes, a fairly productive day today. I did kind of find that I was flagging a little bit at times because I was sat down. I was in the same place for most of the day today, which often isn't the best way for me to operate. I need to kind of move around a bit. So I was sort of having a bit of a dip in mid-afternoon, which isn't uncommon. So I went for a bit of a wander around, perk things up a little bit. But even so, going back into the library just maybe kind of feel, not sure I want to be here another 2 hours. But I was a bit limited today with where else I could go. So anyway, there we go. There's my check-in for the day. Tomorrow, I'm off to London for the day to do the podcast and meet with this chap who's over from India to find out more about opportunities that he's currently involved with in the wellness space. Keep you posted with that one. But that's all for me today. Thanks for watching and listening. Do us a favour, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and check back in again tomorrow for another daily update. Bye for now.